for Progress, which some people consider to be a militant organization, I'm also a proud dues-paying member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP. I have been a member of the Newark branch when I lived in Newark for many years. When I moved to Montclair, I became a member of the Montclair branch when James Harris was the branch president. And last night, just by accident, because I bought one of those tickets, I became a member of the Irvington branch of the NAACP too. So, and under James Harris' leadership, the NAACP and POP have been arm-in-arm partners around many issues. And the same goes for the New Jersey Black Issues Convention. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not running for anything, so I can be honest with you. You know, we've had criticisms and differences in the past, and, you know, why they go to these hotels and have these conventions, You know, yes, some of those criticisms are worth discussing. But the fact remains is, Donald Tucker founded this organization over 20 years ago, and it's still here today, and it's still helping to organize our community and put us in order for the fight for civil rights and human rights. So I say that to try to clear the air and to help you understand where I'm coming from. And now, that being said, Hetty Rosenstein really laid out a lot of the issues that are before us, and she even pointed the direction of where we have to go. And Jerry alluded to a project, and this is one of the reasons I don't have much of a voice today. You know, we got a serious problem in our community. We got many serious problems. But at the root of many of these problems is the problem of unemployment. You know, 9.1% doesn't begin, it actually hides more than it reveals. We have 9.1% unemployment in this country. But do you know that that is less than 1% away from depression level, 10% unemployment? When you hit 10, you are in a depression. And this is one of the reasons we've been at 9 longer than ever before in the history of the country. You know that, right? It's been 9 for a year. They don't want it to go to 10 because then they have to admit the truth of what's going on today. We are really not in a recession. We are already in a depression because 9.1% is really not the real figure. That's the government figure. That's counting the smallest number of people unemployed that they can count. That number is based on the number of people that are collecting unemployment benefits. 9.1% means that there are 16 million people in this country who are not working right now. But that's the 16 million who are still getting their unemployment check. There are at least 10 million people who are not counted, whose benefits have run out. So we're really not talking about 9.1% unemployment, 16 million people. We're talking more now like 26 million people in America out of work, and a figure closer nationally to maybe 16 or 17% nationally. But that's the national aggregate. That's everybody. Throw them in the pot and take a measurement. Black people have been at depression level unemployment for the past 20 years. 20 years. Right now, our official level is 17%. That's 1.5 times depression level. And in the city of Newark, the unemployment rate is 22%. That's more than double unemployment level. And in certain neighborhoods, like I saw an official figure for the West Ward of Newark, 30% unemployment, 3 times the depression level. When we look at young people, their official unemployment rate is 46%. And if you were to segment out certain populations, like black men, 50, 60, 70% unemployment. This is not a problem. This is a national disaster. It is a state of emergency, and people don't want to call it for what it is. We need to call it for what it is. It's a national state of emergency. And the question becomes, and statistics, I stand here and I talk these numbers, but the numbers obfuscate more than they reveal. Numbers are really the language of those who run the society. See, the language of the people ain't numbers. The language of the people is who feels it, knows it, Lord. See, it's not just people. What happens when you lose your job? You get evicted. Your homes are foreclosed on. More people have lost their homes in the last 2 years, in the last 24 months. 2 million people